Hello everyone, my name is Monkey and welcome to a new Monster Hunter Worlds video. So today we're going to be doing the Rapesy Hunt What You See challenge. It's an actually fun challenge, link to them and their video in the description. Obviously, the idea is to start without a minimap, without opening the uh, map generally, to get from... Now, he started from the Raidau Nest. I'm gonna start just from the camp here, all the way up to the Grand Hub at the end of Suja, at the end of the map on the other side. And whatever you see, you have to hunt, no matter what the condition are. You have to start with a single set that is going to be your main bread. That's going to be your main set for the entire duration. There's something I changed for the rules. I'm just telling you the rules for their video, and what I changed will come later. If you see a monster while you're facing a monster already, you have to paintball them, go after them later. We start with facing the Geometris. I'm using my Paralysis Charge Blade here. It's not the best weapon for me, I much prefer Elemental Charge Blade. But using a Charge Blade Elemental weapon on the first region is quite tough because monsters are weak to a multitude of elements. It wasn't a big fight, he was quite fast indeed. But I did paintball the Rathian at the start, just to not forget about him and to be able to track him since we don't have any sort of map to do so. You're gonna see also that there is a lot of pop-ups on the left, because I had to change my settings and I couldn't find where the minimap stuff are. And the Geometris drops down fairly quickly. Now let's go find that Rathian. Now Rathian starts. I actually like the fight of Rathian. He's, or she actually, she's a very fun monster to deal with, except for her tail swipe. It's super unforgiving mostly, but it's a lower tier. I believe it's tempered. It says tempered in the hunt. This is another issue that I found. Generally, finding out if it's tempered or not is quite easy. They have the icon on the bottom, but I'm not used to look for that. And also, I don't know what difficulty they are, how many purple stars. So, I'm not sure if I need to take this quickly, as in a DPS check, just beat him up, or if I should play more carefully, more reserved, and consider him like a 5 stars, 5 purple stars. Anyway, he goes to his nest and we follow him. And just Switch X is just shredding his legs, so he keeps falling down, keeps getting paralyzed. All in all, very quick fight, very fun fight. Poor guy can't even fly anymore. And with that, he's done. Now, I was very lucky in this region to not run into a Balahara. This is actually my second try, because the first try I ran into a Balahara that went into the nest finding another Balahara, that went outside after some beating and found another Balahara, that went into the nest and found another Balahara, and so I decided to just drop the run, like it's an ending chain at that point. You can see on the route I'm starting to pick up some stuff. I never actually use it. Like, I mostly just use the herbs if I ever find one. But most of the things you don't if you're going with a full pouch at the start, which is something I think should be addressed, that you should not go with a full pouch, because I found myself never needing actually anything that important to pick up. Anyway, we are in the forest now. I found the camp. And so since it's the second region, I'm changing my weapon to the sword and shield and keeping the set. So it adds a different building perspective where you have to build a set for two different weapons that work, which is generally speaking pretty easy to do, even with elementals, even with elemental builds. In any case, the forest is my worst region. I forgot the route. I obviously watched Ripsy's video before, so I'm kinda know the route. Last couple of regions are quite easy to remember. This one wasn't. And I face a freaking Mizitsune. Again, I know she's tempered Mizitsune. I have no idea how many stars. It's 7, 8, 9. Or what purple stars she is. So I'm taking the fight very, very, very conservatively. I want to be as healthy as possible. I don't want to put myself in any danger. Let it take like 4 years of fighting. I don't care. The important part is to not lose a lot of HP, and more importantly, a lot of healing. Now, I kept my choice on the sword and shield for the second region, precisely because the second region, I believe, has the most annoying apexes and nice style monsters. You have Mizitsune, Legicrus, Uthduna, and Arkval. They all can be here. And it's only like you can only face that many, I believe, in Wyveria. So just early on, I wanted to use my main weapon. And here we broke the head. She's trying to attack us. I'm loving this slide. As you can see from the pop-up, there's an Uthduna there. Thankfully, I never saw her, but you know, she's in the region. Here, I didn't heal and cast it for the first time, but it was a cat revive, so not really a card. Don't worry, we'll get to that. I'm gonna cut throughout this. Mizitsune running, so I'm following her, trying to get the everything from heals and, you know, stuff. And more importantly, I want to get her with the boulders at the end of this tunnel. A lot of people don't use them, so I love to showcase them whenever I can. Except she is ultra slow for some reason. I don't understand why. And I miss completely. She, like, normally monsters move faster than that. And I believe I changed something in the settings while removing the map that made it so that I can't just hook up to the boulder. It automatically drops. Maybe this one always automatically drops and I never noticed. But I don't know. So follow her up, start the fight again. Healing with the cat, which is something that we need to discuss. We should remove cats from this type of challenge at least. Because, like, what are we doing? Having the cat is basically infinite HP because you can spend no matter what the restart amount of time is for his healing outside of hunts. And you have at least 2 free heals per hunt from the cat. Here I saw the Lalabarina walking behind it, so I went to bait the Lalabarina, finding a Congalala. But by the rules, you can only see one monster while you're in a fight. So I saw the Lalabarina, I followed the Lalabarina. I followed her more, I found the Rathian. I didn't want to follow her anymore, so I just Thought, okay, I'm gonna switch to the Kungalala, and it's a harder monster generally speaking. We can do that. This is something that I implemented here, which is when you're fighting an apex, you don't have to follow the monster to the end of the world to paint them, but you must go after them later. Try to find them. Because with 9 stars, hunts can go for like 12-15 minutes. A lot of monsters go in and out in that time from the map. It's not really recommended to leave your fight for that long. Have the monster have you outside of the fight mindset. In case here, I don't know why I didn't heal, and he's biting again, so I cart for the first trail cart of the run, which should have a penalty in my opinion, but apparently describes something that like we need to have a timer for it, maybe, because technically speaking I can cart against every monster twice without any repercussions, so just take me a bit longer. And all that can save up on heals. So if carting means you lose, I lost. But I decided to continue anyway. I wanted to keep the run my first like real experience after the Balahara thing to start. Went back. I'm fairly certain it's a 9 star, it's taking way too long to die. So also implemented that the 9 stars you can't just capture. You don't have to be killed. And like someone that's doing this channel should know the difference between an 8 star and 9 star. Just from the amount of damage you deal and the monster not dying. Now let's go back to the Lalabarina, but I saw a second Rathian. My second Rathian of the hunt. So, you know, hunt what you see. Also, I can't find the Kungalala paintball on the map. Not on the map, but on the screen around me. Yeah. It wasn't that impressive. We already saw a Rathian hunt, so I just, you know, I fought him. He's weak. That's my main weapon. It's not really a fun fight to watch when I'm just clobbering him. He's down and he's going to move away back to his nest. I keep saying his, it's a her. Rathian and female. Go to her nest. I hear something on my left here. So I like instinctively look, but then I stop myself. I don't want to see any more monsters. I still have a Lalabarina and a Kungalala to find afterwards. So we are not gonna talk about it. If there is something there, I didn't see it, and it's a hunt what you see, not what you hear. We should do that, a hunt what you hear with a blind with a blindfold. Heal, get the mount, try to mount it, and it dies. I rarely get the mount kill on monsters. It's actually quite, because normally the mount is a DPS for me, is DPS opening for me. So now let's go back to that Lalabarina. I found the red water. I want to find her. I pass by the nest. I don't want to look inside the nest. It's a second thing, like with the Balahara, I thought if I look inside the nest, I might find two and then more will spawn and then I'll be stuck here forever. So she has to be outside the nest for me to hunt her. If I saw her in the nest from outside, then I should go in, but if I didn't, I'm not going in. That's just something that I got traumatized by. Didn't find her, went looking a bit for the Congalada, but I started to find rocks, and rocks normally indicates the map transition because you're changing areas. So let's follow it. Maybe we can find something around here. Anyway, in the basin, the route is very quick and very simple, but it passes through a dense population of monsters. First of all, what we do here is we change set. As I told you at the start, we have a set change, and I'm choosing an elemental set. Obviously, chose water dual blades for the basin, and then I chose the fire longsword. These are my 4 weapons that I'm gonna use. These are my 2 sets. The sets are at the end of the video. I'm just gonna add them. They're fun. They're not very optimized. They're very much used for this challenge. So, you know. Now, this is a very monster dense area in the basin. Luckily, we didn't find any. So hopefully we can just scoot by. And oh! We found Daddy Arkveld. And we have an elemental weapon, so that's fun. He doesn't care about that. Anyway, hopefully it's not an Apex. Hopefully it's not a 9-star Arkvald, so it can be quite fast. Hopefully. Not foreshadowing at all. No, it wasn't. It was actually a 9-star Arkvald. Obviously, I know it's a 9-star because of the rewards at the end. I still don't see them. I have no idea how many purple stars they are. I don't know if I can even know without opening the map. And it's just dual blade shenanigans. He is surprisingly easy to dodge with the dual blades. I haven't fought him with dual blades basically ever, just because dual blades are an elemental weapon and he's a monster that doesn't care about element basically. His hit on value for elements are very, very weak. we keep on fighting and break his stance. And he's down, we get the wound. Well, not getting the wound. We try to get the wound. I'm loving the new Dual Blades wound focus strike. Just the change of position, like the Beyblade was so cool to look at the first time, but after that the change of position really hurt, like really hurt. So having something that puts you back in the same position that you wanted to be is extremely useful. And I caught for the second time. So card counter 2. Now between karting and like my buff starting to run out, I'm having a tough time. Also, I can't craft my ancient potions for some reason. Like I don't feel like I used 10, so I don't know what happened. I'm gonna tell you what happened. Now after the amount that I played, you get kind of a feel for the Arkvald and what his movement are. He's not really showing any sort of like weakness. So I'm fairly certain at this point that it's a 9-star. Obviously in hindsight, like now I know that it's a 9-star, but at the time I wasn't sure, you know. And I card a second time against Arkvald. After the second guard, I go back, we fight, he flees a third time back to his main location. So my cat puts down the trap. I go after him. Try to get that last bit of damage in. Maybe get him under the threshold to be able to sleep. Obviously relying a lot on the cat's voices. Because he's telling me he's looking weak, he's looking tired. So you can catch him now. Because like without a map, there's no skull to like actually see. At least not the one that I'm used to look for. Maybe there is and I'm not seeing it. Any case, we catch him. 2 cards. And that took a while. Now, in all fairness, at this point, I want to see what the charms are. So I look them up. The talisman took 12 minutes. I did not notice that the Rathian paintball was still on screen. Only now in editing the video and stuff that I saw the Rathian that was still on screen. I'm sorry about that. I missed a third Rathian, I guess. In any case, we move forward. We get to the switch to the cliffs. In the cliffs, we switch to the longsword. And boom, we're done with the cliffs. Tough region, everybody. That's what I'm talking about. You can just skip the cliffs entirely. It's literally a 5-second walk. And not that the oil basin was a lot longer, you know. It was just going around the corner, down the elevator, and walking past the lake. Like in the basin, it's a very monster dense area that you need to traverse to get there. Generally speaking, you're gonna find some, but it's not really that difficult. And tada, in Wyveria. I found Gemma. Always fun to see Gemma. Talk to her a bit. She's telling me a tutorial. Start running. I know that I should go up. I should always just try to go up. Suja, it's at the top of the mountain. I know the city was at the top. Should go to the top. And here is my probably biggest time-consuming period is Wyveria, just because I kept running around. For some reason, there wasn't a lot of monsters here. I don't know why. You saw at the start of the run, I added the time to morning. So I thought here we're gonna be at like evening, but we arrived at the morning again, so it's there was basically no one awake. Going through Sild just to have a little bit of fun, you know, after that Arkvald. Traversing the area. I'm not sure what the area here. I didn't look anything up for Wyveria. I thought it would be the fun part of the challenge to like just get lost. And obviously you have the just go up, you'll find Suja idea here. Trying to go up, obviously there's the hunt down here, but I thought probably it's another up that you need to go, not into Sild. I have no idea where to go. So I say let's just drop down and try to get up from there. One, I want to make the video a bit more interesting, find a monster to hunt. Also, I can't find my way from here, so I don't know where to go. I'm trying to look at the walls. I remember there's a wall like hump around here which you can take. Anyway, still with the idea to go down, I found Nersilla. And again, she's a tempered Nersilla, so that's fun. I don't believe we faced a non-tempered monster. Maybe the first Rathian wasn't tempered, but everything else was. So that's always fun to see. Anyway, Nersilla is a perfect monster for our fire longsword, so why not? We have to hunt her anyway since it's a hunt what you see video. Just regular longsword shenanigans. We get a sleet, we get poisoned. We have nullberries. They don't do anything. I forgot that you need antidotes for the poison, not nullberry. I just heal up and keep on bashing. Nersilla ASMR almost finished. She's moving to a new area if she can get there, but she can't. We win. Probably the easiest monster I fought this entire run. And the entire run was like 6 monsters? Something like that. I wanted it to be more, honestly. It felt a bit like a short run for what it is, even though it took me like 2 hours to record. It's just getting lost in the map actually takes forever. And luckily I got lost and never saw anything. Neither in the forest nor in Wyveria, the 2 areas where I was lost. But it's more time consuming than fun to watch in my opinion. So here I finally found a way up, and I'm going upwards. Maybe I can find. Oh, it's the same Nersilla that I was. Okay. Let's just keep going up. Let's try to get there. Maybe I missed something up there. Get back to Gemma. And I saw that wall. So I finally remembered that the wall is here. And I went into the destroyed city or citadel, whatever you want to call it. Basically ending the run. Now it's just a fast forward way to Suja, and from it we pit Poogie, and from it we go to the Grand Hub, ending the run. I'll leave you with the builds. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Please remember to like, subscribe, and subscribe to Rapsy for the idea. It still needs a lot of work to make it like challenging. Needs a set of rules that is concrete, especially with the introduction of 9 stars. But generally speaking, this was a lot of fun to do, especially on the casual level. Just go to the map, hunt whatever you see until the end. You get a large variety, you get a large amount of different interactions with the monsters. You see a lot of turf wars potentially. It's always fun. Again, thank you so much for watching.